What if I told you that one person gained nearly 1 million followers overnight, millions of views, and overall became famous, all because of an incredibly dangerous and damaging lie being spread about them? And the worst part, they willingly spread that lie. Not only did they spread it, they created it.
To express their need for one thing: help.
Let's be honest, most of us know about Bebop and Bebe by now.
Bebop's forehead is not that big today.
They've become pretty famous on the app of TikTok, as well as some other platforms.
Bebop's gonna be about the size of Sabrina Carpenter.
And my mom is the size of an elephant.
It's not much of a mystery at this point why they blew up. There's so many different reasons and explanations, which we'll be getting in later in this video, but there's many different reasons for their popularity in general. And I want to say, just for a disclaimer, for obvious reasons, Bebop is not at fault for anything in this. Her mom is obviously the one in control, so no hate towards Bebop, obviously, but this video does discuss her a lot in general. But when I talk about it, don't take it as me coming at Bebop, because I'm coming at the mom, the adult in this situation.
Bebop and Bebe continued to send hidden messages to their fans, using certain colors like this viewer represented to express their need for one thing: help.
Bebop's mom is definitely not dumb. She knows what she's doing on this platform, that's why she's been so successful. But one of the things she's done is literally faked a kidnapping. She played along strongly with a rumor that her daughter was kidnapped. And no one seems to care about that. So in this video, we're going to be discussing why literally nobody cares about the situation and really how vile and disgusting it truly is. And they went to so many lengths, and by they, I mean Bebop's mom. Bebop's mom went to so many lengths to try to act like this had happened, this horrific event. It's just very, very disgusting, so let's get into it. But first, I want to remind you that you can have a positive impact on the internet, and that's by donating any amount to the injured Palestinian, link in description. You'll be helping his daughters, his 2 daughters, have food and shelter, and overall you can make a big impact. If you can't afford it, it's okay, spread it to friends or family or post on social media. With that, let's get back into it. Link in description. In case you haven't noticed, I got a microphone now, as I promised in my last video, so the sound quality is a lot better and there's going to be a lot less background noises. So yeah, I thought I'd let you guys know, and let me know if it actually sounds better. I can't even tell, to be honest. People need to realize more. If you want to succeed on the internet, you need a reason to stand out. And that sounds so overused, but it's so important. You need to have some reason why someone would choose to watch you instead of someone else. And Bebop's mom understood that from the start. From the weird settings the videos were in, they were just overall very creepy. The dolls in the background and the awkward dancing, it was just in the completely covering her little kid in makeup. Overall, she understood that you had to make things a little weird to get views. And I understand that video is a trend, like they were following a trend, but to do it with your little kid is something most people didn't do. They usually did it with themselves, they do it with makeup. And overall, at the time, in about 2020, there was a huge speculation all of a sudden that this young girl and her mom were key to the Jeed, and they were trying to communicate with the world through TikTok. And most of us know about this by now because it was mega viral. Like, people were dead serious about this.
They both wore pink.
They even allegedly liked a comment that told them to wear a red dress if they needed help.
Now, it's unclear how this rumor started that these two had been K to the G'd. It probably started with a comment, and they probably liked that comment, and then people caught on. They're like, oh no, they may be in trouble. But it got a lot of attention. And all these, at the time, very successful and large commentary channels began posting videos saying they need help, and all their comments were just filled with people telling them to wear a certain color if they needed help. And I feel like in any normal situation, even if you make kind of weird content, like covering your young kid in this much makeup and making her dance in your room with you awkwardly standing in the background, even if you make weird content, it's probably just a decent thing to say, hey guys, hey, we aren't being K to the G'd. That's just a false rumor going around. We just need to confirm that. But no, they did the complete opposite. And I keep on saying they just instinctively, but the mom, because obviously she's in the control, and Bebop obviously is a minor.
I don't even know how to start this one, so let's just jump right in. On the left, we have Ava and Kate Baldwin, who are a mother and daughter who went missing in 2015.
And the details of how the mom played into it are pretty weird and disturbing, but we'll be getting into that after we quickly discuss what exactly the rumors going around were. There was a theory that they were the missing people that this girl brought up, those two people on the side. There were so many theories going around, but they do look fairly similar, so I can see where that theory came from, I guess, but it is a pretty insane theory to make at the same time. And don't get me wrong, I don't really feel much hatred towards the people that started to maybe think these rumors were true, because there are cases of people seeming fine on social media, but not being fine. There are tons of cases. So I can see where people thought, hey, it's possible something is wrong and they do need help. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to help people, but there is something wrong with wanting to play into this disgusting rumor.
Let's hang out.
It's time to make our way to the car.
I love downtown Atlanta.
What makes this entire situation so sad is the fact that they aren't KG. It doesn't end there. There's still a lot of child E to the N going on. There's still a lot of disgusting stuff behind the scenes clearly going on, and it is really sad to see, so we'll be getting into that more towards the end of the video. But now let's talk about how the mom literally played into the kidnapping rumors.
In vain, viewers told the mother and daughter to wear certain colors in their videos if they were in any danger. It was a shot in the dark, a shot that paid off.
Someone wrote to her to wear blue in next video. She did. Same here, but with yellow. She also did. And again, this time with pink. They both wore pink. Now they wrote to wear black. Again, they both did.
The mom continued to like comments asking if they were K to the G'd, and overall it was clear that she was playing into this. But at the time it seemed like she was genuinely stressed and needed some help and support, and she needed to contact the world and get their trust and get their help.
A little bit. You got squashed a little bit. But this is Britney Spears Curious, and it has a little kitty cat. Super cute.
In every way she could, the mom would use her kid for views. Soon she would get her kid a YouTube channel. She would use this fame she got from these rumors to make as much money and get as much clout as possible. She would also start making music with her kid. They now have like songs. Bebop literally makes songs now and apparently had some concert. I'll show you that clip soon, but overall just very strange. She's just taking every opportunity she has because she likely knows that this fame is already dying out. I mean, people still comment about it sometimes as a joke, but the rumor is over, so she's just trying to get as much as possible.
All right. Let's see what they got.
I have too much Play-Doh on there.
The mom continued to realize that by doing weird stuff, it led to more views. And she would drench her kid in the same amount of what makeup she would wear, and obviously nothing against, you can wear whatever you want, but when it's the mom putting this much makeup on her kid, it's just something you don't see every day. Let's just put it that way. And she would like bring her places to Target and stuff, and she would just do very strange stuff in general. And they've managed to still go viral, and there's some different things, but most of the times they've gone viral is when people are making fun of Bebop, because she'll say something in a weird tone or make a weird sound with her mouth, and people will be like copying that and remaking the video and kind of just making fun of her. So it is a very sad situation, but most of the content consists of either awkward voiceovers between the two or Bebop dancing in the front with her mom awkwardly standing in the background. And let's fast forward to now. Right now, this is the content they produce after the whole K to the G rumors were completely shut down, after they came out with this video.
Ha ha ha, I can't believe I have to address this.
I am not kidnapped.
Are you not listening to me? Do you not hear what I'm saying? I quite literally bought her off of eBay.
Mind you, they made this video after it was basically dead, because this drama happened years ago. Like, it's dead. And they responded to a random comment because, of course, there's still going to be like 2 comments a video discussing it. But it's like, now you're going to joke about this when people were genuinely scared for you. And once again, not coming for the kid. We all know the mom's the one with the script. She's just following a script very obviously. It gets more and more obvious the further you go.
On her toes.
I love having colors on my nails, but I want to try something new.
And now let's get into the video where they went viral recently. I feel like this may be a controversial statement, but her mom kind of is purposely making Bebop act cringe for clicks. Not even clicks, because it's not YouTube. Cringe for engagement, that's the word. And it gets worse than just cringe, but firstly, let's start off with cringe.
I'm taking Bebop to the K-pop store today.
I'm so happy. I love K-pop.
2.7 million likes on that. So it went mega viral, and there were tons of people parroting it, but obviously they weren't being nice. They were completely mimicking how Bebop sounded, and I felt bad because we don't know how much she actually enjoys making these videos. We don't know how much she's being forced to do them. There's no K to the G going on, but we don't know how much she actually likes to make this content. And, like, it just seemed very, very, maybe when people are parroting the videos making fun of her, you wouldn't want to make this video again. But no, they made like 50 more videos with her saying, "I'm so happy," over and over and over and over and over again. I think they have like 30 videos where she goes, "I'm so happy," in different settings. And it's just like, really? She got made fun of and basically bullied for that video, and now you want her to be bullied more because it gives you more engagement? Really? And I have nothing against milking something. Like, if you want more views and stuff, that's a good way to get views and buy yourself time to create more content and create more content. But when your kid is literally going viral for being cringe, like people are making parody videos, making fun of her voice, making fun of her, maybe you should tone it down a little bit in that type of content. Maybe it's not worth the engagement. Because reminder, one day Bebop's gonna go to some school and the kids are gonna make fun of her for this. Like, it's kind of inevitable the way her mom has pushed her to be cringe for clicks.
It can't be true. I refuse to believe it. She has to be. She has to be kidnapped. Have you ever thought about how people view negative attention as still just attention? And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to them.
I think Cybernoop here puts this perfectly, because people don't always realize on the internet how much people actually crave attention, and it doesn't matter if it's negative. Sometimes when we look at rage baiters, we don't consider like their side of the story. Like Belle the Wolf, it may just seem like, this girl makes no sense. Why is she doing this? People love attention, and at the end of the day, even if you get tons of negative attention, you'll get a little bit of positive. You'll get some followers. Like, there's stuff you get out of being weird and faking things and making people mad on purpose and creating controversies and going along with them. The real problem here is that the mom clearly isn't very responsible, because she's putting her daughter out there, creating rage bait, making her daughter be cringe, going with all these weird theories and stuff, and at the same time she's like trying to create a brand for her daughter. They're making music and they're advertising meetups, and I feel like I shouldn't have to say this. Maybe you shouldn't have your kid meet random people from the people that watch her on the internet. Maybe shouldn't be meeting her, especially when you're giving them an exact location. That just isn't safe. She's a kid. She's too young to be doing all of this. You need to be a full-grown adult to make these type of decisions.
Pretty cool. What dolls they got? Let's go.
The setting is always so uncomfortable, and that's the purpose. Like, it's so obviously supposed to be that way because that gets engagement. But of course, shock value content doesn't work for long, so they've had to move on to, once again, making music, doing all this weird new stuff, and of course, trying to get that last droplet of clout they got out of the K to the G rumors by dismissing them. And there are just so many examples of this type of content that adults make with their children going wrong in so many different ways. There are so many unsafe people on the internet, and to be meeting up with fans and to be posting this going places all the time in your videos that could be so easy to track if someone is obsessed enough, it just is not safe, and it's just very weird and disgusting. And Bebop is just way too young to be doing this. She's not old enough to do this. She should not be allowed to do this.
You guys want to know what makeup I use? My favorite makeup is Flower Nose.
And like I said again, it just doesn't sit with me right that the mom is always just awkwardly in the video. Like, the mom will be in the corner. Here, the mom is with her freckle filter, and I don't care if you put on filters. It's just every time she moves, the freckle filter moves, so that just annoys me when I'm watching the video. But yeah, off topic. And sometimes they'll include other older relatives, like their grandma and stuff, and that just feels like elderly I can't say the word, but we'll show some of those clips soon. Those don't feel right. The grandma just does the voiceovers with the grandma. If you thought Bebop sounded forced, wait till you hear those. Those are rough. And what truly intrigues me about this entire situation is, rarely do you come across a mother and her daughter who make content that are willing to go to this length for clout. Not the daughter for the 100th time. But rarely do you see this, where the mom plays into this and just makes stuff as weird and bizarre as possible. Because TikTok doesn't pay much. Like, we all know that. It doesn't pay much. Maybe for the few mega viral times they went, maybe they got some money. But, like, genuinely, how worth it can it be? How much do you obsess over fame to go to this extent? It's just something you don't see every day.
Alright, who's first?
Me.
Alright, go.
Can I do it on there?
No.
What? No,
You gotta do on the ground.
Bebop's mom posts lots of videos of her going places, buying Bebop lots of toys, them going to concerts, doing all this stuff to have fun. And this may just be like a look at us, we are wealthy, whatever, or it could also be a way to kind of fight back at all the comments about her being not a great mom, let's just say. That could be a way to show, well, hey, at least we're making money and I'm helping my child with it. And believe it or not, they actually have legitimate fans. Yes, you heard that right. You can fake a literal kidnapping and still have lots and lots of loyal fans. People will make edits of them, compilations of Bebop being cute and funny, even though their content is literally shock value and rage bait. In fact, recently Bebop's mom got in a controversy for filming a video where she used a leash on Bebop. And I remember a pretty popular content creator whose channel's name Spill talked about it, and it got a decent amount of views. Overall, this created a lot of controversy, and one of the top comments under that video was saying that it's a fetish. So overall, you can clearly see that it's very sinister what's going on. I think they proved something, that reputation doesn't matter as much as we think it does on the internet. You can do the craziest stuff and actually get only rewards from it. Sure, they had a lot of videos made on them and stuff, but overall, they only got rewards from this, let's be honest. They are super, super popular. Even now, though, they're going to have to find something new, some new controversy to get into, because their views are still in decline because they don't have that controversy, but they still go viral occasionally, usually for Bebop being considered cringe, and then she gets tons of parodies made on her. And the thing they remind me the most of is Belle the Wolf, who everyone thinks, like, is the loser in the situation, but really, all she got was a reward. She got tons of attention, tons of views. She became like somebody on the internet, even if it was infamous, and she had 50,000 members in her Discord server. So rage baiters, to put it quite plainly, get more out of the situations than you think, even if they don't get a ton of money out of it. And I have a weird theory that maybe the mom realizes that her alone wouldn't get enough clicks, and she kind of wants attention on the internet. She wants a big platform, but she realizes maybe she couldn't do it on her own, or she thinks that. So she uses her daughter. That's why she's always in the videos, awkwardly in the corner with the same amount of makeup, and just kind of forces herself into every single video. Instead of just making her own content, she awkwardly puts herself in the corner of each one, or the background of her daughter dancing. Because let's be real, most content people that use their kids for content don't even bother putting themselves in it. Sometimes they avoid it because it's not exactly the most respected job to have, but she willingly puts herself in every single video, always putting herself in that background or the corner. So that's just a weird theory I have, and there's even deeper ones people have that we'll get into in a minute.
With the one where she's like dressed up kind of like an animal or a cat or something, and she's on a literal leash. She has a collar and a leash on, and the mom is like walking her in the video, and it's along to this very like more adult themed song.
So if you thought it ended at faking K to the G, you'd be dead wrong, very, very sadly. There's actually a very creepy undertone to all of this. I watched a few videos, and a lot of them were talking about the leash that the mom put on her daughter, and that really uncovered more of what the mom is truly trying to reach, the type of audience she may be trying to cultivate. And at the surface, it's just like, maybe that's from keeping her from running away or something. But a lot of people have speculated, kind of like what I said earlier in this video, that a leash is also a way to promote a fetish.
The way Bebop's makeup and outfits look as if they are intentionally trying to make her look like a teenager or an adult. She's also acting a lot older in these videos as well. Like, some of the dancing that she does should make, people question.
This girl is right on it. Bebop acts, or at least her mom makes her act like a person that is so much older than she actually is. She wears way more makeup than someone her age wears. Most kids don't wear any makeup when they're like 10, 12. It's pretty common to get into it when you become a teenager and when you become more mature. She's absolutely coated in this makeup at this young of an age. It is kind of strange. She also, as this girl said, does all these dances that are usually to more adult-like songs or for older people. And it's weird to have someone so young participating in all these acts that are for older people. And then there's the weird leash thing. Here, for example, she's wearing high heels, and I know that little girls play dress up all the time, but she's going to a store. Like, she'll dress up, put on tons of makeup, all this like stuff that an adult would do to go to normal places and film a video. Like, it's clear the mom is trying to make her look older while it's obvious she's still young, if that makes sense. Like, she wants to make her older so she'll reach an older audience while at the same time keeping her young. And like with most kids that have accounts on TikTok, especially the very popular ones, there's always a ton of saves, a suspicious amount of saves under all their posts of even the girl doing simple things like her riding on a bull. 3,000 saves. Why are 3,000 people interested in looking at this later? Seriously. Like, there is an insane amount of saves for no reason on these videos because it's always just Bebop wearing makeup doing something simple, and there's like a trillion saves, and it makes no sense to me. And even that, when you saw the mom snuck herself in at the beginning, again, I don't know why, because if you're gonna use your kid, might as well be ashamed of it. Like, I'd be a little ashamed. I just think she's maybe not. Like, she doesn't care, because a lot of parents are ashamed enough to not show their faces when they're filming their kids. They try to avoid that. The mom is like always showing her face. She's proud of this for some reason. It's like an accomplishment to her.
But the reality is they're controlling you, the viewers, into believing they're kidnapped so that they can get fame and money for themselves.
It is possible that the fake K to the G was just a plan all along for to draw the real people in, if you know what I mean, to get attention from the people the mom wants. Is it moral? No, it isn't. But do people care about morality? No, they don't always. They'll just do whatever they want. And maybe the mom is just so fixated on the likes and the views and the followers that she doesn't even notice what she's doing to her kid in the process, what she's doing to her kid's future, what she's doing to her kid's life, what she's doing to her kid in general. While researching for this video, I looked through some old videos like Anna Oop talking about her, and it's just depressing because this girl has been making content since she was literally, look at this, a baby. Like, she literally looks like a baby. She's so small and tiny, and she's been forced to do this, and now she's almost a teenager, and she's just been making content for her mom since the beginning of time, and it's so sad because we know she has no say in this. Her mom says do it, and she does it, and it's just, I didn't even know she was that young. When I saw Anna Oop's video, I was like, oh my gosh, she's tiny, dude. She's literally a toddler. Why are you dressing her up like this when she's a toddler? To put that much makeup on a toddler is very, very weird. Like, that is weird. Makeup when you're a teenager, when you're an adult, whatever, of course, do whatever you want. Like, I put on makeup, almost everyone does, like, who cares? But when you're a toddler, that's like unheard of. And I think it's obviously partly for engagement, but there may be a bit more sinister reason too why she's doing this. Let's not just think it's for engagement and standing out. I think there's a lot more to Bebop and Bebe's channel than what people seem to be paying attention to.
Purple. Okay. All right. So, what interesting thing can you guys do?
I can do a cartwheel.
And this video is from 3 years ago, so yeah, Bebop is still not very old because, like, look how young she looks. The makeup just does make her look years older. It does so much, like, it makes her look so different. She still looks like a little kid, but she looks a lot older. And she looks like a completely different person. She puts so much makeup on her kid. It's really weird and not in a good way at all.
Get it twice?
Well, there was 2 of them. How many? Scroll it down.
I'm gonna say it. I think that platforms should totally have more restrictions on especially family content because, yeah, this is very, very weird. And the more you think about it, at first when you look at all this, just like, oh yeah, whatever, just normal weird people on the internet. But the more you look into it, like, if you just think of the things the mom's done, it gets weirder and weirder. Like, faking a kidnapping and willingly going along with it and playing along with it. That's very, very, very weird, and especially when your kid's like 5. And then putting a leash on your kid, coating your, like, toddler in makeup. Like, it gets weirder and weirder and weirder. And the intentions aren't just clout.
That's paperwork. And I can guarantee you nobody knew they were there to begin with.
And the mom is so clout hungry after all these years. You can see with that clip, she has the, like, trash bag and the arrow pointing at it. So obviously trying to get people to start talking about them again because the K to the G controversy is dead. Like, no one cares about that anymore. But, like, it's so obviously she's constantly trying to find a way to start false rumors about herself and her family, which, I mean, who even does that? The arrow pointing towards the trash can is one of the, like, hundreds of examples of this. She does this all the time. She'll have, like, some doll and something pointing at it, always trying to do something weird to make people engage more, comment more, all this stuff. And Bebop is literally going to be a grown-up soon, and she's still going to be in that room. Her mom's still going to be forcing her to make this awkward, cringy, and forced, desperately trying to cling on to some controversy content. I really hope Bebop escapes. She is literally the next Ryan's World. Like, she'll be 17 and she'll be releasing some like little kids bop type album because she's already making music. She's literally going to be like that. And she'll look so, in all the music videos they make for kids, YouTube or whatever, she'll be so unhappy in all of them. She'll just be like, get me out of here, please. And it'll just be awkward. Like, I guarantee you, how much do I bet when she's 17, she'll still be making these videos with her mom. Her mom's going to hold on to this as long as she possibly can. Here she makes fun of her aunt's eyebrows, saying they're hideous. For some reason, whenever they do these stupid scripted videos with probably copyrighted music in the background, this video might get re-uploaded because I may have some copyrighted music by accident, but whenever she does these stupid scripts, she always has these very, very awkward jokes about her mom being an elephant and all that. You already heard that one. And again, it's just, oh my gosh, just to that grab at that controversy, engagement, so desperate for engagement, it just makes me cringe. And obviously Bebop doesn't make me cringe, the mom does, but overall this channel just makes me cringe more than anything. I just wish that the mom realized that this stuff doesn't last long. Shock value, rage bait, all that, trying to get controversy, it doesn't last long. Try to find something that will actually work more long term. And so far, don't get me wrong, they've been very successful for some weird reason. I don't really know why. Sure, it's a little weird, but you think that would die off. Like, I'm surprised their views aren't completely dead by now. They still get some views here and now. But, like, seriously, why does she keep on trying to get controversies? Those die out so quickly. And then you have to find another one, and each time you do another controversy, people are less likely to engage because you've already basically rage baited them. And they're like, oh, I'm not dealing with that again. And the scripted stuff is pretty new because their views were dying down after the kidnapping drama. Which, again, I think is another way, because it worked. Like, the weird I'm so happy video went so viral, they got a lot of attention from that. So the scripted stuff has worked, so they've continued to make videos on that. And don't get me wrong, get your bag, but at the same time, it's kind of bullying your own kid because the internet was making fun of her for the I'm so happy thing. But anyway, when they are in controversies, they've only had really one successful one so far, in the kidnapping one. And let's go over some of the different conspiracies people had, because we already went over the one where they were the missing people, but there was actually an even wilder one that I forgot to go over, so I thought we might as well go over it now because, I mean, why not?
So we already know Bebop is in a lot of child pageants, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen programs like Toddlers and Tiaras, but in these shows, we can see how harmful these competitions can be.
So I was watching this Slop Anna Oop video, and all of a sudden my brain went, what? She's in child pageants? No, we did not all know that. That's not like a basic what? Those are not exactly, as most of us know by now, those are not exactly the best way that the best people don't usually do that to their kids. Let's just put it that way. I know I'm going to make some people mad by saying this, but like genuinely, those are not exactly the sweetest. I mean, they set such high expectations for such young kids. So that was another theory that people think, that the mom's holding her captive and making her dress up for this type of stuff. That's another theory with that drama that was a little while ago, which honestly, I wouldn't call that K to the G, but I would say that some of that may be going on because we don't know how much, once again, Bebop actually wants to do this stuff. But seriously, I had no idea she was in child pageant. Those are terrible. That does give a little bit more of an explanation why she's wearing all this makeup all the time, but seriously, those are not good for kids. There's so many different videos about kids, because again, like the stress you put on your kid when you put them in these things, and the amount of expectations you set for them at such a young age to look this certain way, it's just very, very unhealthy in my opinion, obviously my opinion, but like, I just don't think that's a good thing to do. So that only makes her mom look worse, which is really not lowering the bar much because the bar can't go much lower at this point. Let's be honest.
No. So we got some hip-hoppity teddy bear pants from Walmart.
No, I said that. You copying me.
All right, move.
And I have no idea why, but all their long-form videos, almost all, the other ones are like doing their makeup, but almost all their long-form videos on their channel are Bebop being covered in makeup and going to some random store, Target, Walmart, whatever, going around with like her grandma and her mom's talking and making dumb little jokes the entire time. It's just like, out of all the long-form videos you could make, this is just very random. And again, why do you have to cover her in makeup? She's a little kid. Like, this is just very weird. Just like, let her be your kid. She can wear makeup when she's ready for it, not when you force it on her.
Here's Curious. Okay, it has a plushie. Let me see it. It's a little bit, it got squashed a little bit.
And I'm no social media detective, but I don't think the mom's exactly that precise and careful. And to have a platform this big, millions of followers on almost every platform, 600,000 on YouTube. And to just be filming yourself, once again, just going random places, not really hiding much, and doing stupid meet and greets and announcing them just isn't exactly the safest or most protective thing you could be doing for your kid. It's bad enough you're already putting them online, but like doing all this, like it's very incompetent, to put it quite plainly. All it takes is one bad person to show up to any of these places and your kid is going to be absolutely scarred for life. And I know obviously this isn't the mom's intention, she wouldn't want this to happen, but when you're just blatantly doing this, and the meet and greets are honestly the worst. When you're just doing this carelessly, there's going to be consequences. And you just need to do more to protect your kid, especially when they are this popular online. And while I will admit the mom obviously wouldn't want this to happen, like any parent, like what parent would, she is definitely, like, she knows some stuff, but she's letting clout blind her into being a good person, let's just say, because there are examples of this happening before on the internet. I'm going to give an example from a former video I made, and this is pretty disturbing. A girl that was a little bit younger, but the mom knew what was going on because under every TikTok, there'd be a ton of saves, like way too many saves. And it was obvious why they were being saved. Like, no one wants to say it out loud, but I remember Call Me Chris made a video on the situation. That's kind of what inspired me. And the video, the first day I released it, got like 500 views. And then weirdly, like a month later, 300,000 views. So you can check it out on my channel. But overall, it just shows that there's no age limit. The girl was like 3. There's no age limit. You're never safe as a kid on the internet, and when there's a mom that doesn't seem to care too much or prioritize that safety and privacy and respect to their child, that's kind of where I draw the line. No one is safe on the internet ever. Adults all the time. There's so many different horror stories and horrible stories from the internet of what happens when you put your face online and when you get a little bit too much attention, but it's even worse when there's a child that you don't even know wants to do, likely doesn't want to do what they're doing. They are acting very, very, like, cringe for clout, like their adult is pressuring them to do weird, like, certain trend dances and just kind of do random stuff and even release songs, like, just trying to soak up all that clout all at once before she grows up. It's just very, very weird, and it just makes me very weirded out, and the mom, like, awkwardly always includes herself in the corner and stuff. It's very, very strange. It's not as dark as TikTok's trying to paint it out to be or was in 2020, but the mom to an extent did go along with it. I just want to remind you guys, is that not weird? If someone's accusing you of K to the G or being K to the G and you play along with it for clout, is that not strange and a very weird and YouTube definitely won't let me say the word, but you know where I'm going. It's just, like, that's not a normal thing to do, and don't get me wrong, like, you don't have to be normal all the time. Like, we're not getting into that discussion. But that's, like, not normal in a bad way. That's not something you should do. That just proves one main thing, that she mainly cares about clout. She'll sacrifice her reputation, her daughter's reputation, anything. She'll make herself look like the worst person on earth as long as she gets, like, more attention. And now she admits it isn't you-know-what. And every video these two make together is just so awkward. Am I the only one? Like, the voiceovers are so obviously scripted, and I know most stuff is scripted and stuff. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's just, like, it's so awkwardly scripted. Like, it's just, they read it so awkwardly. It's such a painful watch, but I keep on getting recommended them for some reason, and I don't know why. But if you think I'm over-exaggerating or something, literally, there's so many different examples of kids growing up from being the face of social media and being like, hey, I actually hated this. This was not fun at all. It may have been fun for you to watch me, but I was not having a fun time at all. I remember Sis versus Bro, the sister, has made multiple TikToks talking about her experience, and she hasn't exactly described it as the best. And I only imagine in the future Ryan's world might have a simpler statement, because the way his parents just literally milk him for every last drop of money, it's very, very sad, but I mean, it gets money at the end of the day. I just hope in the future that these type of apps have more restrictions for parents making content with their children, because YouTube channels, there's endless terrible stories. Endless. You can literally just watch, there's so many different documentaries about it. It's really, really sad, and you can't even tell, like, when you're watching the videos or watching the, like, re-uploads of the videos, you literally can't tell because what the kids are going through. It's so hard to tell. But at the end of the day, there just should be more restrictions put in place. I hope some larger creators like Call Me Chris are brave enough to stand up and talk about this. Obviously, it's not like brave for me or anything because I'm just a small commentary channel. It's not brave or anything unique for me to talk about, but I'm talking about some like big streamers, huge influencers to call out some of these channels. That would be really, really nice because they actually have a strong voice, and it's overall, once again, it's a very, very brave thing for them to do. Just imagine if she didn't enjoy making this content and just like going to high school and your classmates knowing about this. Like, they could bully you, they could taunt you, and future jobs, I guess future jobs it probably wouldn't affect, but overall it's just like it would mess with her life in the future. So if she isn't comfortable with this, but of course she's a kid, it makes me very, very sad because we don't know what she feels. We'll never know. And of course, social media, we never know what anyone's feeling, but with kids, it's so easy for them to fake it because, their parents are making them. We never know. So maybe in 10 years she'll say something and we'll know. Maybe she doesn't care. Maybe she enjoys it, but for the small chance that she doesn't, it just is very, very terrifying at the end of the day. This is just, I don't think people realize how common this issue truly is. It's so common now, and it's really, really sad to see. And it started out with YouTube, but yes, now it's spreading to TikTok and other platforms, Instagram Reels too. And of course, the internet isn't nice. The internet has mercy on no one, so she's probably getting tons of not nice DMs, obviously awful comments, and obviously the weirdo that comment not so appropriate things, all this, which I'm doubting her mom lets her look at the comments, but one day she'll see them eventually, and I don't know, this just makes me very, very sad because it's just, I don't know, it's just everything about this is so eerie and weird and off, and I know they want to set that because that gets them clicks, and being weird makes them stick out, but at the end of the day, it's just, it gives me a very weird, very, very weird feeling. And I can't say this enough, how awkward, and I know I'm saying this again and again, but I can't say how awkward the videos are where they talk, like they voice over going places, because one time they went viral for saying, I'm so happy, like Bebop said, I'm so happy, so they started doing that for every single video, and it seems to get like, she seems to be less motivated to say, I'm so happy each and every time. Literally, her voice goes from, I'm so happy to, I'm so happy. Like, it's so forced and awkward and weird, but they do know how to get clicks. Not even clicks, it's not YouTube, but they do know how to get views. They've gone mega viral many different times. But yeah, the voiceovers, those are very eerie things, so. And all the awkward videos of the grown-ups dancing in the background while the girl dances in the front, the little girl, oh, those are painfully awkward. It's just so like, why does the mom have to be in every clip, like in the corner of the video or in the side, even in the ones that should not include her at all? Or, like, if she wants to make content so bad, why doesn't she just make it herself instead of using her daughter? Like, I know she wants attention on the internet, very obviously, that's why she sticks herself in every video, but why doesn't she just make her own channel? Sure, it'd get a lot less views and blah, 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 but like, you don't have to use your daughter. You could succeed somehow. Come on. Instead of forcefully putting yourself awkwardly in every video, try not having your young kid on the internet where you know who lurk and actually put yourself out there alone. So yeah, I thought I'd end the video with a bit of a rant. Sorry about that. It's just been on my mind a bit lately. I know the ending was a little bit repetitive, but yeah, I did that because I could. And that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully.